Welcome to our special show today featuring Miss New Hampshire 2014. My name is Suzanne Bernier Robinson. For our viewers who don't know, Miss New Hampshire 2014 is our very own Miss Greater Derry, Megan Cooley. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to really have you here today.
I'm so excited to be here.
Tell me a little bit about the Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Program, when it was founded, and maybe what its mission is.
Absolutely. The Miss America Scholarship Program was founded in 1921 and has been sending girls, New Hampshire has been sending girls to Miss America since the very beginning. It's the largest scholarship giver to women in the country, and it really just focuses on furthering our education and our life skills.
And I'm assuming it's a nonprofit organization.
It is.
And so where does the funding come from for the Miss New Hampshire scholarships?
We do a lot of fundraising, and we have a lot of sponsors and donors. Our biggest fundraiser is Miss New Hampshire Bingo. We hold it every Friday and Saturday night at Taylor Bingo Hall. So it brings in lots of scholarship dollars for our girls each year.
Mm-hmm. And how are the scholarships awarded? Are they during specific pageants and...
Yes, so to qualify for Miss New Hampshire, you need to win a local title. So Miss Greater Derry is one of them. There are a lot of them. There are 28 local titles, different towns and counties, a couple of fairs, and scholarships are awarded at each of these different events. But those pageants raise their own scholarship dollars on their own. Miss New Hampshire raises money for our Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Competition, which is held in late April, early May each year. Mm-hmm. This year we awarded $70,000 in scholarships, and it's split amongst each girl. Everyone walks away with a scholarship.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So some may be based on talent, some...
Yes, Miss New Hampshire wins a $14,000 scholarship, and it goes down from there. The top 5 winning the most money. Everyone just for competing wins over $1,000 in scholarships. Oh, nice. And there's a scholarship awarded for the talent winner, the non-finalist talent winner, interview, congeniality, all sorts of different scholarships to win.
Mm-hmm. When was this competition? You said it was just...
It was May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The 3rd was the final night of competition.
Right, so tell me where it was.
It was at Pinkerton Stockbridge Theater.
And you said 28 titles competed?
Yes, yep, 28 different girls. I'm one of 28, so there were 27 other girls.
Okay. Tell me about your experience.
Well, this was my 3rd year, so I went in a little bit less nervous. I was prepared for what the week was going to be like, and I felt very confident in how much I had prepared and what I was ready to do. So I was pretty at ease going into the pageant. And pageant week is so much fun. All of the girls become really close friends because we rehearse for about a month before the show. So we're together almost every other week. And we spend a lot of time together. So it's just a really great week. We move into a hotel. We have a really great time. We have interviews on Wednesday, and then competition starts Thursday night. Mm-hmm.
So how do you prepare? You said you had been preparing for a long time.
So I did a lot of mock interviews just to be ready for any question that was thrown at me. Mm-hmm. And I think that public events were actually probably the most helpful because people out in public events can ask me any question. So I had to be on my toes at all times. Mm-hmm. I also worked out at the gym 4 times a week. I was at school though, so it was tough to balance all of this prep. I did some walking, which sounds really silly, but practicing walking is really important. You have to be confident, and you have to know that you are confident in your shoes, you're ready to wear your dress, and you're not afraid of tripping on it. Mm-hmm. So you need to practice with those things. Mm-hmm. So I did a lot of work in front of mirrors, and I worked with a vocal coach, and I did a lot of preparing for my talent.
Mm-hmm. So. What is your talent?
I sing.
Oh, great.
Yes.
What song did you sing?
I sang a song called On My Way. It's from the new Broadway musical, Violet. It's being redone on Broadway right now, which is pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the song, but it sounds
most people aren't.
The title sounds perfect.
It was, yeah.
You have been taking voice lessons from an early age, or?
I started taking voice lessons actually when I started competing.
Really?
I did community theater when I started in 7th grade, but I just felt that that was enough singing for me. When I got to high school, I started singing in a choir, so it was a little bit more, but I still didn't have any private lessons. And when I started competing, they said, you really need someone to help you with your technique, do some one-on-one practice. So I started working with Danielle Jean, excuse me, who is now my director, my local director. So we work together on preparation as well as vocal training.
So did you say you started in 7th grade competing in pageants, or just with your singing?
That was with musical theater. I started competing when I was a sophomore in high school.
Oh, okay. So you really haven't been, it's been 4 years, because you mentioned you were a sophomore in college before we started the show. You were talking about that. Boy, so you've done really well in that short period of time.
Yes, I think I was in different pageants all the time. Just constant preparation and constant practice really makes a huge difference. If you do something once a year, you're not going to get good at it. But I was practicing all the time, so it really helped me.
What drew you to the pageants?
The scholarship money.
Okay.
I love to perform and I love to be on stage, but I really needed money for school. I'm an aspiring medical student. I'd like to become a pediatric oncologist, but that's a lot of schooling and that's a lot of money. So I needed a way to help my parents and myself with funding.
Did you decide that yourself, or did your parents encourage you to do the pageants?
No. I found these pageants through a director of a show that I did in community theater. Her name was Candace Glickman, and she was Miss New Hampshire 2003. And she pushed me to kind of compete and check it out, see what it was like. And then I started competing because I needed the money, and now I love it.
You were talking about many of the friendships that you form.
Yes.
With all the girls and the people involved.
Yes, we have hundreds of volunteers at the local level and at the state level, and they really make this production happen. If you were at Miss New Hampshire, you saw it's a production, it's a show, and they spend they take a week of vacation to help us and to volunteer for this program. So it's just so much fun to be around them because they love what they're doing, and all of the girls love competing. And rather than being catty like the stereotype is for pageantry, we see it more as competing against ourselves, because there's nothing we can do to change how someone else is preparing. But if you are the best that you can be, the judges are going to see that. And that's what's really important.
So give me some of the examples of what these volunteers would do. Do you run the cameras? And
yes, so we have some high school students actually this year volunteered to come and film us. So they did all of the filming, which was really great. It helps to get them roped in so that they're on staff for life. But some of our other production crew members, they put together the set, they build the whole thing, which is amazing. They come up with the plans for it. They do all of the lighting, all of the sound. They edit all of our tracks, and our videos go up on screen whenever we're on stage. So it's really a big deal, and I don't know how they do it all, but it's amazing.
To coordinate it. And have it all choreographed so it comes up.
We also have choreographers, which...
Oh, those are volunteers too.
Yes, they do a lot of work with us. They spend time creating the dances, finding dancers to come and dance with us, and then they teach us. So they spend months just preparing for the show and helping us to learn the dances. So
if someone is interested in volunteering, one of our viewers would say, I would love to get involved. Is there a website or phone number that
they should check out? www.missnh.org.
Okay, so your website will have everything on there for them to be able to
become a volunteer.
That's great. So what is your platform issue?
My platform is called Championing Abilities, and I work with children and adults with disabilities and chronic illness. I like to focus on someone's ability because they're often defined by their disability or illness, and they focus on what they can't do. And I like to see things as what they can do with some help. So I am very involved with a couple of different programs, New England Disabled Sports and Upreach Therapeutic Riding Center, and we work with children and adults to ride horses, ski, things that they don't think that they can do. And it's just amazing to watch them realize that they can do these things that their friends are doing at school that they have been told you can't do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So you chose that platform
Well, when I started competing, I really loved horses, and I wanted to be able to involve that in my platform. I didn't have any personal connection, but I visited Upreach in Goffstown, New Hampshire, and I found that it was a great way to get involved in the community and also to work with horses. That's where I started teaching therapeutic riding, and I just fell in love with the program and with everyone's optimism, because once you're on the horse, you feel like anything is possible. So I really love it. It's very happy and very fun.
So you continue to do that in your spare time?
Yes.
Little time.
So when I went to college, it was a little bit more difficult. So I come back on breaks and stuff like that. I help them a lot more now with cleaning the stalls and helping with paperwork, because I'm not able to commit to 6 weeks of lessons. And for children with some cognitive disabilities, it's really difficult to have your instructor change every week.
Right. That
so you need to commit.
Yes. So important.
Exactly. So I haven't committed to a 6-week term since I was a senior in high school, but I'm still very involved with them.
Are there any other activities that you do or ways that you're able to support that platform?
Yes. At school, I am involved with a couple of different groups on campus. There is a UNH chapter of Best Buddies and a UNH chapter of Project Sunshine. So Best Buddies just gets together with college-aged adults with intellectual disabilities, and we plan socials, we go out and we have lunch on the quad. We just spend time together to develop social skills and friendships. I have an email buddy. He can't come to our different meetings, but we communicate twice a week. And it's really great just to talk about what's going on, help him develop some professional skills with typing and sentences, and it's really great. And Project Sunshine brings volunteers, college students down to Boston area children's hospitals, and we just go in and play. We try not to focus on different illnesses. We just focus on happiness, and we bring down. This year I organized a scarf drive. We brought down scarves that were knitted and crocheted by some of my friends and family, and the kids really felt like these things were made for them. And that's something that often isn't true for them when they go clothes shopping. I've heard from a couple of different patients that they're so small that they don't fit in the clothes that their age kids would be wearing. So they like to find that things are made specially for them.
So it sounds like you've roped in your friends and family to support.
Especially with our scarf project this year, yes. And my mom got really involved with Upreach because I was there all the time. And when I was a sophomore, I couldn't drive there. So it's really a great thing. And just the happiness that surrounds it overcomes any obstacles that you could face. So I really encourage a lot of people to get involved.
Contagious.
Yes.
What have you learned about yourself?
I learned
in the pageants,
right off
the platform.
that I was very shy, and I was afraid to talk to a lot of different people, especially adults, and I didn't know how to approach people with disabilities. And now I've found that they're just regular people, and they just want interaction, and adults don't scare me anymore. No, I think pageantry has really helped me to develop who I am and my views and my beliefs, and now I'm able to share them with anyone, and questions don't scare me anymore. I'm not afraid of what you could ask me because I'm ready.
So you don't get at all nervous, little butterflies?
Not anymore. I used to get more nervous when I would sing, but I've performed the national anthem probably close to 50 or 100 times now. So it just, the nerves go away. I'm just able to share my voice with other people, and I think that's a really great gift.
Well, when you prepare and practice, like you were talking about, how you prepare for the events, the competitions, you get that confidence, and it really does make a big difference.
When you feel ready, when you're prepared to compete, there's nothing to be nervous about. Nothing can go wrong if you've prepared. And things that do go wrong, you can fix because you know what needs to be done.
So if someone is interested in competing, and what are the categories they need to be versed in, and how would they go about getting into the pageantry world?
The best way to start is to visit our website, missnewhampshire.org, or to email me, missnh@missnh.org, just for a little bit more information. I think being aware of what what you're going to get into is really important. And you'll find there's some paperwork on our website. You have to have a platform statement and your resume, but it lays it all out for you, and you just have to fill in your credentials. We also compete in a 10-minute private interview, which is just where you get to meet the judges and get to know them. And that is one of my favorite phases of competition, because that's when I get to show them who I am, what I'm all about, and I just think that they get to know who I am as a person the best. We also compete in talent, onstage question, evening gown, and lifestyle and fitness and swimwear.
Okay, so that's 6 categories, 5 categories? Yep. Great. So, and I'm sure you build on those categories with each pageant that you do.
Yes.
You find ways that you can improve or maybe tailor it to make it a little different.
Yes, one of the greatest things that I've learned, I've been working, you can't really prepare for onstage question because you don't know what they're going to ask you. But recently what I've found is that if I take a minute and just listen to the question, breathe, think about my answer, it's okay to pause for a couple of seconds. And rather than fill the time by repeating the question back or by saying or and, it's better to just think. And I can always come up with an answer when I think about it, because I know what I believe and what I feel.
Right, right. And you're being yourself.
Exactly.
You're not trying to be anybody else, so it makes it very easy. You're getting a lot of requests to appear at events now that you're Miss New Hampshire.
Yes, they don't come directly to me, but I am also copied on the different emails. We have an appearance request form online, so anyone can request Miss New Hampshire at their event.
Okay, so they would go onto your website and find that particular form.
It just says request Miss New Hampshire.
Okay.
And they just send an email, and it just describes the event, what time, what would you like Miss New Hampshire to do, and then we book the events as long as I'm not busy that day. But in 2 weeks I've already been super busy, not only with finishing finals, but with various events. I've done probably almost close to 10 now, so I'm busy.
And you've been out of school how many days?
I finished school on last Monday, so not too long.
And are you traveling a little bit too for some of these events, or all within
Around
New Hampshire?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've spent a couple of days in Concord at the Hero Awards, and then I opened the House of Representatives debate last Wednesday with the national anthem, which was really great. I did the Walk Against Hunger in Manchester yesterday, and I was also at Paul's Executive Car Care for the Easter Seals Car Show, which raised money for Veterans Count. So just all over New Hampshire, but it's really great.
So you're really, really helping a lot of these nonprofit organizations with their fundraising.
Yes, and we're a nonprofit, but we love to give back to other nonprofits and to help them. We see how important it is to raise this money for some organizations.
Well, let's get back to the schooling. You're a sophomore at UNH.
Just finished, so now I'm a junior.
A junior. Okay, and you said neuroscience?
Yes, I'm a neuroscience and psychology double major.
Wow, okay, so you have a heavy load.
I do. I'd like to go to medical school, so I'm on a pre-med track, and I'm in the honors program at UNH. So it is difficult, but that's what schooling's all about. That's what I'm there for. So as long as I just focus on the end goal, it's a lot easier to get through.
And are there other contestants at UNH? It's such a large school. Do you find other women that you've competed against?
Yes, we actually have a pageant at UNH. It's called Miss University, Miss Stratford County. And girls from any university in New Hampshire can compete. And anyone who lives within Stratford County can compete in that pageant, but they're held at the same time on campus, which is really, it's great. It helps to get a lot of girls involved, which it's tough sometimes to introduce our program because people see that it is a little bit of work. You need to have a platform, be passionate, but it's something that is rewarding you with so many scholarship dollars that it's all worth it. And you find that you become very passionate about your community service work and you get to perform your talent. So it's not a burden at all.
Well, it sounds like it helps you mature also in being comfortable with public speaking, being asked questions that you're not prepared for. a lot of that, to me, sound like life skills.
Yes.
That would be great.
I feel a lot more prepared for job interviews, even though I've never been on one. I feel ready to apply for medical school now if I needed to. I know myself, and I know how to tell someone about me. And I think that's the most important thing in any interview, is to know yourself and your goals and your ambitions and basically your resume.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
20. You're so young. So you're going to be preparing for Miss America.
Yes.
When is that?
Miss America starts September 9th, but it will be on TV on September 14th.
Okay.
Yes.
That doesn't sound that far away.
It's not.
So I'm sure you have a lot of preparations to do. I'm curious as to the age range of Miss America. Do you know?
Yes, it's 17 to 24. You need to be a senior in high school.
17. That's even younger.
Yes, very young. We actually have had a very recent Miss America who is 17, Miss America 2011. So it's not impossible. They have an age limit because that's who they feel could represent our country and could benefit from the scholarship dollars the most.
Well, 17, that just to me seems like you're very mature, would have to be very mature, even 20.
This
but
program
you're right.
helps us to mature, so we're ready. We're ready for it.
And if you go back to the mission and the founding of the organization, it was to help young women with their scholarships and to educate them. So the age range makes
sense.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
It just sounds so young. So how much time do you think you're going to devote to preparing for Miss America?
Pretty much every waking moment so far has been preparation for Miss America. Whether it's coming here, this might not seem to most people like preparation, but it is. It's, again, throwing questions at me, making me be the best Megan that I can be, and to show the judges that at Miss America is very important. Right after this, I'll head to the gym, which is right down the street. Our sponsor is Integrity Fitness, and it's a wonderful program, a wonderful place, and I love it.
Is that just for women, Integrity?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
Okay. That is nice.
There are clubs in Bedford, Londonderry, and Amherst, and I love it there because I don't feel uncomfortable. It's great to just be around other women who are working on getting healthy. So that's my fitness sponsor. I'm working on that. It's a constant battle for me to resist temptation to eat every sweet that is out there.
Okay, so you have a weakness.
Exactly. But it's only 4 months, and Miss America is my goal. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance, and it's worth it. It's worth it. And a healthy lifestyle is something that I've obtained from this program, and now being Miss New Hampshire, it's even more instilled in me.
Right. If you were awarded Miss America, does the winner usually take a year off from her education to make appearance? She does.
So as Miss New Hampshire, I am taking a year off from school to serve the state of New Hampshire, to prepare for Miss America, and just, again, it's another once-in-a-lifetime chance. My schooling, as a neuroscience major, a lot of my science classes are a year long anyway, and I have the option to come back. Go back to school for the second semester, but it wouldn't make much sense for me.
Right, if the classes are a year long.
Yes, and they're consecutive, so you need to start in the fall and finish in the spring. So just to take the year off to enjoy being Miss New Hampshire and to be the best Miss New Hampshire is really important.
Sounds really, really smart.
Yeah.
Where is Miss America going to be held?
It's in Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
Yes.
And it is a week-long event also, or?
I think we go down, we haven't gotten all the news for Miss America yet, but I think we go down on the 4th. So we're there for a little over a week. And we start competition on Tuesday. We have preliminary competition Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday is our day off. Saturday is our shoe parade. Miss America has a
parade.
Yes, we have the tradition of the Miss America Show Me Your Shoes parade. And
I've never heard of that. How
it is great.
How I missed that?
I don't know. It's not televised, but it is online, and it's totally free to watch online. But we all ride in convertibles down the boardwalk in Atlantic City. I got to go last year and watch, and all of the state contestants decorate a shoe, and they hold it up in the air for everyone to see. It usually has to do with their state or with their personality. Last year, our Miss New Hampshire themed hers around baseball because she works at the New Hampshire Fisher Cats.
So you're going to have a musical shoe?
I don't know yet. I'm thinking maybe
it's going to play your
that
song.
would be great. I'm thinking maybe lilacs or something.
I love those.
I don't know if I can do granite, but we'll see. Maybe a granite heel.
That, I like the idea. That is being creative.
It's tough to incorporate
a little
granite,
break
but
either.
yeah.
I'm sure you could find a sponsor, someone who would be willing to step forward and make you some granite heels.
Probably. We have a sponsor for
could.
the outfit and for the shoe, but I bet I could find someone who would put a granite heel on there.
You sound motivated, and I'm sure you could. Who are some of the other supporters and sponsors for Miss New Hampshire?
Miss New Hampshire gets a Volvo every year.
Wow.
So Merrimack Street
That's a
Volvo
nice benefit.
sponsors that. Absolutely. It's great not to have the wear and tear on my car. And just to drive around the state, people know that I'm Miss New Hampshire, that I'm there. Universal Sign Works puts our sign on the car.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
it's always very visible. We're sponsored. We have a car wash sponsor. We have dry cleaning. My sash gets very dirty, and they're always there to spot clean us. So it's really great.
Is there anything we haven't mentioned or talked about that you think?
I mean, we talked about scholarships. We talked about all of the great aspects of this program. I think we got it all.
Good. It sounds like a wonderful program. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
I hope you've enjoyed talking and meeting with Megan Cooley, Miss New Hampshire 2014. Once again, my name is Suzanne Bernier Robinson. Thank you for watching our special show today.